Are curses even real, or are they purely coincidence?
I put a spell on you, and now you're gone.
In the NFL, there are numerous examples of hexes and maledictions that simply won't go away. Does your team suck? Well, now you have something to blame, not your idiot owner. The darkest NFL curses are coming up right after this. Guys, I have a terrible secret to tell you. When you're washing your ass, you're not really washing your ass. Nope, just scrubbing down your Gunther with your bare hand is not only gross, but you're also missing spots. And that means more nasty ass dirt and bacteria is living in your taint. Yeah, I said all this out loud. That's where the buff bundle from Manscaped comes in. With the body buffer, you now have a handheld exfoliator designed to remove dead skin, unclog pores, and reduce ingrown hairs. And it's made of 100% antibacterial silicone, ready for the harshest of menvironments. Look at that wide handle and those scrubbing bristles. Combine the body buffer with refined body wash, infused with aloe vera and sea salt. No dyes, and it smells great. In fact, I use refined body wash exclusively, and I love it. So after this video, ditch that dirty loofah and head on over to manscaped.com/5-points and get 20% off and free international shipping. Again, that's manscaped.com/5-points from the link below or pinned comment and get 20% off and free shipping. Number 10, Joe Namath's deal with the devil. You probably remember Broadway Joe Namath making his famous guarantee back in 1969. But did you know that he might have sold his soul with the devil to win it? Sounds plausible. Namath quite possibly made a deal with the Underworld's boss in exchange for the 16-7 Super Bowl III victory over the Baltimore Colts. Since that game, the Jets have not reached another Super Bowl, and Namath's career went downhill fast. Now, Namath could have just been a strikingly average, overrated QB, and the Jets are just the fucking Jets. Joe Namath's deal with the devil probably had nothing to do with whatever idiot wasted draft capital on Christian Hackenberg.
The New York Jets Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg, Penn State.
Let's go.
The curse of Marcus Allen. You know Marcus Allen, he is a Hall of Fame running back, and you've seen him on TV. Most notably in the OJ documentary. But did you know he put a curse on the Raiders? His field flipping run in Super Bowl 18 helped the Raiders win their third Super Bowl, but then owner Al Davis called Marcus Allen a cancer. Allen left the Raiders and allegedly hexed a Davis photo by keeping it in his freezer like it was Ted Williams' head, allegedly. That's all you have to do is put a photo of someone in the freezer to hex them? Let me print out this picture of Dan Snyder real quick. The Raiders have only been to one Super Bowl since losing it, and then had things like the Tuck Rule game, players losing their mind, and John Gruden happening. Josh McDaniels is different though. Any idiot would tell you not to hire that guy. Number 8, the Chunky Soup Curse. Somehow there is an extraordinary and strong connection between the NFL players doing Campbell's soup commercials and getting hurt. I'm not lying. Jerome Bettis, Terrell Davis, Matt Hasselbeck, Donovan McNabb, Ben Roethlisberger, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Brian Urlacher all got hurt or began to stink after their Campbell soup commercials. On the flip side, Clay Matthews' career actually peaked in 2014 and 2015, right after he did his Chunky Soup commercial. So maybe this one's a coincidence rather than a curse. Number 7, Kirk Cousins cock blocking. I bet you thought this was a curse related to Captain Kirk folding when the lights were bright, as his record in primetime games is 12-20 and 2-10 on Monday night. But no, this curse is far more sinister. You probably didn't like that if you lost to Kirk Cousins in a year. That's because a team that loses to Cousins has failed to win the Super Bowl since he entered the league in 2012. The curse began in 2016 when the Redacteds beat the Packers and Giants, who both eventually lost in the playoffs. Then in 2023, the Packers and the 49ers lost to Cousins. The 49ers almost outran the curse when they overcame a 24-7 deficit against the Lions, but then they lost to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and the hex remained intact. I mean, probably also a coincidence, but Kirk could secretly be an evil guy. And if your team loses to a mid quarterback like Kirk Cousins, you're probably not good enough to win the Super Bowl. Number 6, the Heisman Curse. Every college football player dreams of it. It's the Heisman Trophy, awarded to the quote-unquote best player in college football. But how does winning the award translate to the NFL? Finding a player who both won the Heisman and a decent to good NFL career is an exception, not the rule. Yes, Barry Sanders did win a Heisman, but he ended up in Detroit. So the curse language is tracking here. The correlation is strong. Johnny Manziel, Robert Griffin III, Tim Tebow, Jason White, Gino Torretta, Sam Bradford, and the list goes on and on. The curse goes back to 1964 when John Huarte won the award and was not good. Also, he had a difficult to pronounce last name, which makes me already hate him. Before him, the winners had been successful, and since they sure have not. And remember Charlie Ward? He didn't even play in the NFL. The reason for this curse probably isn't some magical talisman that is hiding in the Heisman Trophy. It's more that the award actually isn't given to the best college player. It's given to the one who wants to subject himself to a year-long PR campaign. Also, can college football do anything right? Number 5, the 1925 NFL Championship Curse. I know, you still probably aren't over the 1925 NFL Championship controversy between the Chicago Cardinals, now in Arizona, and the Pottsville Maroons. The Maroons beat the Cardinals in that year's championship game before being stripped of the title for playing illegal games versus Notre Dame. When this happened, the team was suspended and removed from the NFL. Were then declared the champion that year and have not won since, thus being the first team to ever win an NFL championship without actually winning it on the field. Think about the Bill Gramatica injury, the Santonio Holmes catch in Super Bowl 43, and yeah, it's been 99 years since the Cardinals have even gotten close to glory. Maybe the team is actually cursed, or probably the Bidwills just suck. Number 4, the curse of the Honey Bears. Chicago is known for curses, Steve Bartman and the Billy Goat, but those were mercifully broken in 2016 because we were just about sick of hearing about them. However, the curse of the Honey Bears is still going strong. In 1977, the Bears saw the idea of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and said, "We need some of that." George Halas was a huge fan of young ladies in bear outfits and vowed that the girls would be a part of the Bears as long as he was alive. But then he died. And right before Super Bowl 20, the Honey Bears were all told they were going to be let go. The Bears won Super Bowl 20, but have not won the big game since. Coincidence?
I think not.
I don't know if having young women on the sidelines has any effect on the outcome of games, but probably George Halas dying and his spawn or his widow not being able to run the team have more to do with it. The Thyman Curse. Have you noticed that the Commanders, Redskins quarterbacks usually get hurt, like catastrophically hurt? It all goes back to Joe Theismann on November 18th, 1985. Now, I can't show it or else I'll be demonetized, but you know what happened. He broke his tibia and fibula while being tackled by Lawrence Taylor, while his left tackle was resting on the sideline. Then 33 years to the day, Redskins quarterback Alex Smith breaks his tibia and fibula in the same stadium on the same yard line. Oh yeah, his left tackle was also on the sideline. But it's not just these two. Think about RG3 and his injury. Gus Frerotte headbutting himself into oblivion, and Heath Schuler just trying to play football. This probably has more to do with FedEx Field being a death trap than it being an actual curse. Number 2, the curse of Bobby Lane. You know, the Lions suck, or at least they did before Dan Campbell got here. But did you know the alleged reason why? It all goes back to a guy named Bobby Lane. Lane, probably the best quarterback in Lions history, was traded from the defending champion Lions back in 1958 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bobby was not happy with the move, and so he said that the Lions wouldn't win a title again for 50 years. And they sure as hell have not. It's actually been 66 years and counting, a very Maple Leaf-esque run of futility. In 2009, the Lions drafted quarterback from the same high school as Bobby Lane, Matthew Stafford. Oh, And has anyone ever brought up the fact that Matthew Stafford also went to school with Clayton Kershaw? It's never been mentioned. Ever. People thought it might break the curse. Now, while Stafford has a ring, the Lions sure don't. This one probably has the most credence for being an actual curse, mostly just because it's Detroit. And now for our number one NFL curse. You guessed it, the Madden Curse. Of course, the top spot on our list had to go to the Madden Curse. It's bizarre, it seems random, but it's also undeniable. From Josh Allen last year to Odell Beckham to Peyton freaking Hillis, the Madden Curse continues to live on. But it isn't just recent players. Sean Alexander, Dante Culpepper, Vince Young, and Eddie George all saw their careers take a steep downturn after being on the cover of football's top video game, mostly because it was football's only video game. Now, some players have overcome the curse like Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady, but they have probably signed contracts with the devil. Honestly, the Madden Curse probably isn't the legendary coach saying boom from the afterlife. The fact of the matter is most NFL players have a short peak to their careers and are very susceptible to injuries and declines, or going completely nutty. Good luck, Christian McCaffrey.